$100,000 of adjusted gross income, heads of households who earn less than $112,000, and married couples who file jointly who earn less than $150,000 as well can get the payment. The stimulus check is actually $1,400, so be sure to get it and check your mailbox for this. The IRS has said it passed a milestone of having 4,000 new workers as the agency prepares for the tax filing season again of next year. However, the IRS commissioner said the IRS is fully committed to providing the best service possible, and we are moving quickly to use new funding to help taxpayers during the busy tax season. The IRS plans to hire another 1,000 customer service workers by the end of the year. Almost all training will be complete by the President's Day in 2023, when the highest call volumes typically occur. As of October, the agency had 5 million unprocessed individual tax returns received in 2022. It included late filed returns from the previous year, and Reddick in March told the House Ways and Means Committee that he expects the backlog will absolutely resolve before December. And according to the Massachusetts governor, the first checks and direct deposits from a nearly $3 billion pot of excess tax revenue will head back to taxpayers starting next week. A spokesperson for the Executive Office of Administration and Finance said the money will head out the door under the voter-approved tax cap law. So, about 3 million taxpayers will receive a refund in the form of a mailed check or direct deposit, worth about 14% everybody of what they owed in state personal income taxes. Taxpayers owed state personal income tax last year and already filed their 2020 return are eligible and don't have to take any steps to receive the funds. The Baker administration previously said that needed to file a 2021 tax return by October 17. To be eligible for a refund, a spokesperson said today that the administration pushed that deadline until the middle of next year, so you can actually have time to get your stimulus payment, everybody. You will want to be sure to get the stimulus check before it's too late.
And I've had the great advantage during the entire summer preparing for this hearing. And one particular person was in charge of knowing the detail, all the significant detail of all of his voting record. And just before we started the hearing, as a matter of fact, the day of the hearing, I heard that he was having difficulty.
Clearly, cooling inflation is a good thing, folks, but it's also clear that inflation is still affecting millions of people. When the jobless levels are high, consumer spending starts to decline, lawmakers can use the stimulus as a way to pump money into the economy, to give it a lift they need it. There's also a possibility of a recession, folks, and financial experts have been warning for one for months. In the case of a recession, a stimulus check could come into play. But cooling inflation may be a sign that we're going to be able to avoid a recession. If the pace of inflation continues to slow, Fed Reserve might just pump the brakes on its aggressive interest rate hikes that could make it so consumers aren't forced to slash their spending drastically. And if spending holds, well, we can possibly avoid an economic slowdown. So whether a recession happens or not, well, lawmakers have already agreed to provide more financial relief. Then now the Michigan residents with public pensions and other specific requirement accounts could soon see new tax breaks, and if this happens, it's good. The House has also approved a competing plan with key differences. The Senate measure passed by a 23-15 vote, with 3 Republicans joining 20 Democrats to support it. The House bill passed 67-41. The idea of this underlying both bills is the heart of the governor's legislative agenda. The Senate measure offers immediate relief to Michigan seniors, and according to seniors, this bill will help people live and work and retire in dignity. And Republicans argue that the bill only helped roughly a third of Michigan seniors, saying that most don't even have the eligible retirement income to work. And I agree. Multiple GOP senators attempted to just amend the Senate version of the bill. They said it's either going to happen or not. The Senate bill restores a tax exemption for public pensions, which was resumed under the 2011 governor, but initially Democrats proposed exemptions for this phase. And if that happens, it doesn't look too good because the school year median for lunch is $2.75. We have a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SI, and SSDI. Here's everything that I want you guys to know. Americans can expect to receive a letter from the IRS very soon on future relief checks. New details have also been released on tax credits and monthly stimulus payments. Over 1 million low-income households have currently qualified for a one-time $500 relief check, and taxpayers should expect their mail for some good news soon. Starting this week, the IRS is sending letters to more than 9 million individuals and families who appear to qualify for a variety of key tax benefits, but did not claim them by filing a 2021 federal income tax return. Many in this group may be eligible to claim some or all of the 2021 recovery rebate credit, the child tax credit, and the earned income tax credit, and other tax credits as well. The IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick has also announced that the IRS wants to remind everybody that's potentially eligible for this payment that they may qualify for these valuable tax credits even if they are not required to file a tax return. They may still qualify for several important credits. We don't want to overlook these tax credits, and the letters will remind people of their potential eligibility. Until people claim these benefits without charge, the Free File tool is going to remain open for an extra month this year. Until November 17th, that is. The tool enables people whose incomes are $73,000 or less to file a return online for free. Individuals whose incomes are below $12,000 and couples whose incomes are below $25,000 may be able to file a tax return to claim the recovery rebate credit, which covers any stimulus payment amounts from 2021 that they may have missed and the child tax credit as well. In an effort to help families fight inflation, the New York governor has also announced last month that people in New York will receive an average payment of $270 through the state tax credit program. As part of the 2022-2023 New York State budget, New York taxpayers could receive a check for two different payments under the Empire State Child Credit and the Earned Income Credit. And while the payments will come out as a relief for many, most of the state's nearly 20 million residents are not eligible. Around 1.75 million low-income New Yorkers and families are eligible for payments. This program will actually put money back into the pockets of nearly 2 million New York families struggling to make ends meet in the face of the crisis. And also, beginning this fall, around 3 million people in Georgia can expect a check of $350 to arrive at their bank, and that's because the governor has released up to $1 billion in crisis aid to send people funds to deal with inflation. Despite nearly $3 billion in excess revenues flowing back to taxpayers next month, Massachusetts residents are already urging for more financial relief from lawmakers at least. Currently eligible residents can expect to receive a rebate that is 13% of their 2021 state income tax liability, with the average amount at about $530. According to Massachusetts Budget and Policy Center, low-income households who do not pay income taxes will not get any refund under the tax cap law, and the bottom 20% of earners will receive an average credit of just $9. Taxpayers would have needed to earn more than $38,000 in 2021 to secure a refund of more than $250. In the final hours of formal sessions this summer, lawmakers have abandoned their plan to deliver $1 billion in tax relief to residents, including one-time $250 stimulus checks to middle-income households. That comes as they contended with affordability concerns. So folks, do you think that President Biden can send out more stimulus checks before it gets too late? Because I believe he needs to do it.
Is ribbon cutting possible? As Senator Newman pointed out, this has been a 6-year journey to locate anew at this site some 48 different CBOs, all